Since I took office, families are carrying less debt. Their average savings are up. A recent survey from the Federal Reserve found that more Americans feel financially comfortable than any time since the survey began in 2013. More Americans feel financially comfortable than any time since the survey began in 2013.
Something really dark and ominous is occurring across the nation right now, and there are people who are responsible for this. If you're not already in the bathroom right now, I would encourage you to carry me with you and then stand in front of the mirror and take a long, hard look. We are all collectively responsible for allowing things to get this bad. We're now in a situation where some states are reporting upwards of 90% formula shortages, and this Publix was pretty well stocked. That's where we're at as a nation, as an empire. We are in massive decline when we can no longer feed the most vulnerable amongst us, those infants who desperately need certain types of formula for medical reasons. We can no longer provide food for them. And if you've been paying attention, you know that it's not only baby formula that is impacted right now. It's the entire food supply chain. And we've all seen the gaps on the shelves time and time again. We've all seen the price increases. And we know, if we're paying attention, that many, many things will not be on the shelves over the next year. That there will be more gaps and the prices will be higher because of poor management of the entire supply chain. Deliberate sabotage, embargoes, decisions that were made by the incumbent class who have been able to ingrain themselves and embed themselves so deeply into the system that they continue to win time and time again. And they mock our suffering. They mock the suffering of your children. They say everything's fine. Don't worry about it. And then, on top of that, to hide from the general public and change the narrative, to hide their failings. Well, what do they need to do? How do they fix the situation after they've printed huge amounts of money and devalued our dollar? Well, they'll enter us into a major global conflict. They'll begin shipping weapons to another nation that will be viewed as a provocation by a major world superpower. And those weapons will be used against Russian targets on Russian soil. And that will be seen as a major provocation, and that will have even more widespread ramifications to the entire supply chain. And the politicians don't care. They don't care how much suffering, how much financial damage they're doing right now to the entire population. They care not for us. They only care about enriching themselves. And the way that they vote and the decisions that they make only prove that. That is who our anger should be directed at right now. The people who want us to suffer, the people who want to reduce our standard of living to the level of the average European or the average person really in the third world, based on the direction we're heading. And they want us to have the same type of rights as the people in those countries as well, because they will literally stand there on top of still warm bodies and then say, hey, yeah, what we need to do really is begin talking about restricting your personal freedom, because that'll solve the problem. Really? Well, what else are you going to propose? Well, you know what? We're going to take your body armor too. So wait, I can't own defensive tools or body armor? No, the state's going to have a force monopoly. But how is that going to enhance my safety? That's the neat part. It doesn't. They don't care about us. And we have seen that. We have seen a major political party fund literal, unending, peaceful protests for over 2 years, and they tell you that, nope, no body armor and no modern defensive tools. Let me put it this way. If you have it within your budget right now, and I know a lot of us have prepped to the max, and we're getting to the point where many of us are tapped out, but if you have any room within your budget to maybe buy a couple more magazines, a couple more accessories, I would encourage you to do that to get ahead of any potential panic buying, because there will likely be some. And having made a trip to some of my local defensive tool stores recently, I can tell you that they were a little more busy than usual. And if you're part of that 18 to 20-year-old demographic right now who is being told that they're too immature to defend themselves, you guys had better get really loud and really, really organized. Apparently, you're old enough to die for this nation, but you're not mature enough to actually possess firearms for self-defense purposes. That's absolutely outrageous. The men who founded this country, most of them were around your age, by the way. They were young guys. And they were standing up to a very professional British force. And they were carrying the type of military arms that we no longer have access to as private citizens in this nation. The type of stuff that our government officials hide behind. Their Praetorian Guard have access to military-style arms. And we are denied that right as Americans as it is. Now, with all this going on right now, what is the top prep that you can make right now? And it's something that costs you only time, which is our most valuable resource. And that's your physical fitness. And that's something I'm going to keep harping on this channel, is that you need to take your fitness very seriously, because with the age of austerity that we are heading into, that is going to be your most important prep. And I see plenty of people who continue to make excuse after excuse in the comments sections of videos like this. If you have the time to sit here and watch YouTube, you have the time to incorporate fitness into your lifestyle and into your preparedness, because here's the hard truth. Many people died during the Great Depression of starvation. And I can tell you that the people who are going to fare the best during all of this are going to be the ones who are the most physically fit, the ones capable of doing labor, the ones capable of defending themselves, of surviving struggles. Because if you think that you're not going to face severe stress or potential injury during these events, you're wrong. You absolutely will. And the stronger and hardier your body is, and the stronger and hardier your cardiovascular system is, you'll be in a much better position. Your body will also be more used to dealing with stress because you have a workout regimen. And you will become a lot harder as a person because you are used to doing physical things. Something that too many of us no longer do in our daily lives. Take this seriously. This is your most important and valuable prep. It's your body. It's the biological machine that carries you around this planet. Moving forward, simply voting our way out of everything is not going to be the immediate solution. If we were able to turn the tide right now, if we were able to primary the entire incumbent class, that's not going to resolve the monetary and supply chain problems we're seeing right now. It's not going to resolve the political quagmire we're now in overseas, one that is going to absolutely ravage the entire supply chain. The other massively important prep you need to make right now, and this one will require spending money, and this is one that I have mentioned over and over again. And many of you watching this right now are not likely subscribed to me, so you probably have not heard this recommendation. You need to get your car completely squared away. If you need new tires, get them now. You will be shocked to see how much more expensive they are. And guess what? Most of those are made overseas. So if you think that that's something that won't be rationed, or less popular tire sizes will simply be discontinued, they will. So you need to take that very seriously. You need to get all of that squared away right now, because we don't make things here anymore. And we're not going to change that overnight. That is decades away from being corrected if we were to start right now. So continue to do what you're doing. Try to stay ahead of this the best you can. Work on your fitness, because ultimately that will bring you through the day. And that will help you survive the austerity we are heading into. Thanks for watching. Stay hard and train hard.